In this video, we're going to take a look at DAKI WAKARE, or the gut wrench, and this is one of the most underused yet powerful throws ever invented. And you can see where judo and wrestling and sambo all kind of meet in this technique. It's a very powerful technique. It's not very popular, and that's too bad because it's a great move. So just watch the video and enjoy.
What this is really old school judo. And it's funny, you know, like really old things, you know, like an old coach of mine, they described him as he's so old-fashioned, it's cool. Well, this is one of those things that's so old-fashioned, it's cool. And you can use it in whether it's, you don't see it a lot in judo anymore, obviously, but you see it sure in sambo. You see this, and any type of grappling. We're going to show you, it's called DAKI WAKARE. DAKI means to hug or to grab somebody, D-A-K-I. WAKARE is W-A-K-A-R-E, means to separate your legs. And you whip this guy over. It is very reminiscent of a wrestling gut wrench. You'll see the differences. We'll explain it here. We'll do both. We'll do the DAKI WAKARE, a couple of variations of it, and then the gut wrench. And you can see they're very similar in style. So what happens is, and here's another reason why you never want to be in high parterre if you're the bottom guy. Who's going to get a nice high parterre with your arms? See all the holes he's got here? Boy, he's asking for it because arm locks, look at these holes here, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Places for Derek to grab him and really work him over. Well, that's what's going to happen, okay? It might have been a situation where they were standing, Goose might have tried a technique and Derek popped him away and drove him down or snapped him down. He got him down, but in any event, Goose is here on hands and knees, literally hands and knees. So he's in a high parterre and he's got a lot of room, and this is where it really is an opening for Derek. So the basic DAKI WAKARE, or the grabbing separation throw, or hugging separation throw, is Derek's going to be grabbing a near shoulder. So this is a near high shoulder. He's got to have this, okay? That's the near control. The far control is the far hip. Either grab as a wrestler's spiral ride, or you can grab the gi, the belt. But what you want to do is get the hip. So you've got a near control, which is high. You got a far control, which is low on the bottom man's body. Okay. Now, so he's setting him up. Now, what he's going to do, he's starting to hug. He's starting to control. When Derek drives in, he's going to swing his, in this case, right foot straight through this hole, right through here. So he'll be swinging through here, and he will whip Goose over. Okay, I'll get out of the way so you can see it. So go ahead and do it. Bam. And it comes right on top of it. This is really old school judo because they used to score points for this in the original rules of judo back around 1900 or before. And it was a big throw. You see, you get some back exposure, but not total, but it's a big slam too. So when you do come in and you swing, it's a big movement and you whip them. So do it again and kind of come around sideways so Mike can get a different angle from you. Yeah, so you can see the whip. So you notice the near, high, and the far hip. Now, when he does this, when Derek does this, as he swings in, he hugs Goose right to him, and he whips him over. The momentum, the hip whip, a little hip action here. Watch his right foot slide straight through. That's the separation part. That's the WAKARE, the separating of the legs. Okay, that's what that means. So watch him do it again. Bam, that's the throw. So end up in a nice controlling position. This you'll see more often in sambo anymore because you're never safe in sambo from a throw. You know, even if you're down, whatever. Derek can be starting this on his knees. It doesn't even have to be up. It can be down on the knees and drive through. A variation of this, tall guys like me, I won't swing my whole leg through because my leg's too long. You're probably going to like this variation here, Eric. Watch what happens. So instead of driving his foot through, he's going to drive his knee. He's going to fill that hole with the knee, okay? And he's going to whip. So just watch what he does. He drives that and he whips. So instead of driving your foot through, you drive your knee through. And that may, for a tall guy like you and me, Eric, that's good. Nick, same with you. You might like that as well. So show that one more time, then we're going to show you a variation that Jim Schneeweiss showed me a long time ago. Bam. Okay, so it's the knee. In any case, you're filling that hole, come back up here, you're filling that hole with something. In this case, it's the leg. And when it's a gut wrench, it's their head. But right now, it's the leg, the knee, or the foot. In this case, it's the knee. Now, Jim Schneeweiss, very good Sambo coach, we were working on this many years ago, and he showed me this. He liked to lace the near foot as he did this. He would either start it with there, he would usually start it there. You start tying the lace, and he would often actually start from a down position, so start from a right. See, he'd start that near lace right there, and then he'd grab and tighten up. Now, what he would do, he would drive that knee through, and watch how Derek lifts with his left foot. He laces up, and he slams him overall right over there. So it's a variation that Jim Schneeweiss taught me, because he liked to lace on the near side. He did Sambo wrestling. He always said, shoelace to shoelace on the tie-up. One more time on that one. So if you like that one, that's a variation, guys. So from there, and you whip them right over, okay? Again, it's still DAKI WAKARE in the Japanese sense. We just call it kind of a variation of a gut wrench because it wasn't quite a gut wrench. Can you demo a gut wrench now? Now, here's where the gut wrench is really good. You're wrenching him right there at the gut, okay? And you can even start standing. My God, this is a gut wrench from hell, okay? Like the Greg Gibson thing, the first American to win a World Sambo title. What you would do then is dip your head through, and that hole, your head goes through the hole, and you gut wrench him over. So go ahead and wham, and that's it. You start that from a kneeling position. It's more of a breakdown. Catch him, gut wrench him. Okay. You notice instead of the leg going through the hole, it's the head. The head driving deeply through and catching.
The key difference is the holding area for the gut wrench and the DAKI WAKARE.
What's that?
The key difference between the
key difference on a gut wrench, the hands. Gut wrench, you're wrenching them by the gut, right in the gut. Getting good square, gable grip, square grip. Make it painful in the gut wrench. Make it work. And a lot of times he's so worried about, oh, it hurts. All of a sudden you whip him. He didn't realize your head went through that between his arm and his leg. Okay, and it really is tricky. Again, a great one at that. Probably the best I've ever seen was Greg Gibson, the World Sambo Champion of '81, I believe, the first American to win it. We'll show the gut wrench one more time. So out of a ride position, like a wrestler, a gut wrench. Okay, and then see how the head goes. Bam. So see, it's very reminiscent, very similar to DAKI WAKARE, except in DAKI WAKARE, we're driving the leg or the knee through, full leg of the leg, and if the gut wrench is just a good old gut wrench. The head, one more basic DAKI WAKARE. So let's start with this one to begin with, guys. Again, get a near shoulder, high on the near shoulder, grab that gi. That's those gis. Use that lapel. The forearm is on his hip. Spiral ride. Grab the hip, the belt, whatever works for you to get a good grip. So you've got it strong here, strong here. Now when he does this, watch that foot drive straight through and whip him. See that separation? See, so it has legs width wide. You use that, your body slam. It's just a big whip. That's what it is, a big body whip. DAKI WAKARE, all right?
Okay, so as I'm here, maybe I've hip cut him down, okay, or I've snapped him down, or I've picked him up and flopped him back down. Doesn't really matter. He's dumb enough, he's gotten out parterre, I'm still on my feet. So that's going to give me way more momentum, okay? So I come through as I catch that, okay, and then I just flip right through. It's almost like I'm trying to get this way, like not exactly horizontal because I'd have to step over this way. I'm almost going to be aiming right there. And then I whip my head through, okay? Catch, catch.
And that's basically the gut wrench from a standing ride. You could do it if he's on elbows and knees, but practice on high parterre because it does help you get the technique better. But show them if they did get it on elbows and knees. If he was, you could still get the same thing.
Yeah, still the same thing. Usually what I'll do is I'll put a knee on him, catch through, okay? And then I'm going to hit him, or I can pop back up. And roll through. okay? But the important part is your hands are right there on the ribs, you're squeezing as you go through.
And like for judo or sambo, any sport where we do a lot of throws, this is really a good one because you could like do a hip cut. And can you kind of demo that? Eric, come in like you're doing a throw, and come on like you're doing a throw, and Derek's going to hip cut you. Bam, hip cuts you, knocks you down. There you go. See how you can put it together. So, you know, make it a real fluid thing, a transition from standing. So, there you go. So you can see the nice gut roll, or the, you know, gut wrench. Okay? Okay, and you can do it when they're on belly down. Okay, they don't have to be parterre or elbows and knees. They can also be belly down, and it's probably even worse if they do. So what Nick's going to do now, notice the ride. We were working this earlier. His ride's off the right, or off Eric's left, but off his right. Notice the knee across here, because what he's going to do with that right knee across the buttocks and the high upper leg, now he's going to, with his right hand, he's going to reach under, and he's going to catch. And so, remember, if you start your ride, you want that right knee here, guys, like this, that blocks it, and your right arm too, okay? Now, he's really sucked in tight. And he's just got a nice gable grip or square grip, Hadaka Jime grip, whatever you want to call it. See that? Now, Nick has two things he's going to do. He's going to pop Eric's hip off the mat just enough, and as soon as he clears that mat, he's going to gut wrench him. Right there, like that. Now, and he ends up flipping him over, and he got side position, okay?
You like that?
You like it, don't you? All right, so down he goes, boom. Catch your ride now. Make him pay, and like Don was talking about earlier, you squeeze so hard, that's why we call it a gut wrench. You make it very, very uncomfortable for the guy. And by doing it, kind of, Nick, you kind of suck him in and pull him up in tight, and that brings him up high. See how? The higher you can get him off the mat, the better. And he pulled him up into a parterre position. And aren't you guys glad you weren't the ones taking that shot, huh?